Joining me now, Republican Senator, presidential candidate Ted Cruz. Senator Cruz, I know you're on the phone joining us in Miami. Good to have you, sir. Do you know
Neil,
of this?
It's always good to join you.
Do you know of this military option that's on the table if Iran violates this?
Sadly, no, and every observer knows this president is not willing to use force, military or otherwise, to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. The terms of this deal make that abundantly clear, because on the face of this deal, it accelerates Iran's acquiring nuclear weapons. And I found it interesting listening to that interview, because under the terms of this deal, we won't know until after the fact that Iran has acquired a nuclear weapon. The inspection regime, we had been promised so-called anytime, anywhere inspection. The inspection regime is on its face laughable and a farce. If we give Iran 24 days notice before any inspection, and even more ludicrous, we don't inspect it. The UN doesn't inspect it. We're trusting Iran to inspect themselves. It is a regime that is designed to facilitate cheating, and I think it is a profound national security threat.
Well, Senator Casey must have a different take on that, or different assurances from the White House on that, because he seems to be working under the notion that, Iran really goes fast and loose with this thing, not only cheating but violating it outright, that we have a military option to intervene and make sure that they don't get this nuclear capability, at least weaponry capability. You do not see that as being the case.
Well, and most importantly, the Ayatollah Khamenei sees no threat of military action from President Obama. And on the face of this deal, if this deal goes through, there will be three consequences. Number one, the Obama administration will become, quite literally, the world's leading financier of radical Islamic terrorism. Over $100 billion will go to Iran. Billions of those dollars will go to Hamas, to Hezbollah, to the Houthis. And those jihadists will use those billions under the control of our government to finance the murder of Americans, of Israelis, and Europeans.
Well, you might be right, but, Senator, it appears to me that if Senator Casey is under the notion that this is the case, that we have the final way to stop this by militarily intervening, I raised with him, it reminded me of the administration promise of a line in the sand in Syria. Obviously, we never followed up on that threat, and my fear is, and others' fear is, that we won't follow up on this one. So do you think, not speaking ill of your colleagues, some of them were snookered?
No, I don't think they were snookered in the slightest. I think the Democratic senators know full well that there's no credible threat of deterrence or military action by the Obama presidency. I agree with former Democratic Senator Joe Lieberman that this is the most important vote that any member of the Senate will ever cast. And it really is an opportunity for Democrats to decide what they value more, whether they value national security and standing with our friend and ally, the nation of Israel, and protecting the safety and lives of millions of Americans, or whether they value partisan loyalty to the Obama White House. And I'm very sorry to say that to date, 34 Senate Democrats have willingly said partisan loyalty trumps any willingness to protect this country. That is a disappointing decision by my colleagues in the Senate, and I think it's one their constituents are going to be profoundly disappointed with.
All right, now you next week are going to be joining Donald Trump on Capitol Hill to protest this Iranian agreement. What are you two going to be doing?
Well, I have taken the lead organizing a march on Capitol Hill. I expect we will see thousands of people from across the country gathering on Capitol Hill. It involves pro-Israel groups, national security groups, Tea Party groups, all coming together. And last week, I invited Donald Trump to come join us. And Donald
Did you invite anyone else?
I did not. And the reason that I invited Donald Trump is that when Donald shows up, he brings with him armies of television cameras. The mainstream media will show up in force to film what occurs, and I think there is no more important issue facing this country right now than stopping Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. And I'm grateful that Donald will join us, because his presence will force the mainstream media to actually cover the profound national security threat that a nuclear Iran poses.
What is the deal, though, with you and Donald Trump, though? It seems that now, obviously, he has never spoken ill of you, nor you of he. And I'm beginning to wonder, given the fact that Jeb Bush has his first negative attack ad on Donald Trump, quickly followed up by a counterattack ad by Donald Trump, that no one else has gotten caught in this mix-up with the Donald except you.
Well, listen, the two of them are big boys, and they can hash it out between themselves. My focus in this presidential campaign is consistently on the issues, and my positive, proven record of standing and fighting for conservative principles. You know, Neil, it was remarkable.
But is he a conservative senator? I mean, on his views on rich people should pay more, corporations are getting away with murder, not paying taxes in the United States and shifting that abroad, jobs abroad. Went so far as to say that Arjun Nabisco with doing the same thing, it doesn't make him want to have an Oreo cookie for the rest of his life. You know the drill. That's not conservative, is it?
Oh, listen, I'm going to let Donald express his own views about his own policy positions. I'm going to focus on mine. But I will say, because Donald's in this race, two things have happened. Number one, the mainstream media has focused on illegal immigration. I think that's very beneficial because of all of the candidates running for president on the Republican side, I'm the one candidate with a proven record of standing and fighting to secure the border and oppose amnesty.
We're coming to that hard break they call, Senator. I do want to talk to you sometime very, very soon. Senator Cruz, thank you.